what they don't teach you at school, and how to reverse that. So I'm going to give you the 3 key elements of how to reverse what it is that school has done to you so that you can actually gain clarity and gain an understanding of where your true north is. So here's the first part. School was an industrial construct. School was there to support the Industrial Revolution. So Industrial Revolution, manufacturers, industry needed people to sit down for 7-8 hours in the day at minimum, obey instructions, clock in, clock out. School teaches the same thing. Sit down for 6-7 hours, clock in, clock out, follow instructions. When the bell rings, you come. When the bell rings, you leave. You follow what has been told to you. You don't question it unless you're trying to get clarification. You don't rock the boat. You simply go as what is planned. Now, the 21st century is rocked up, and we're still living in a 19th century school institution. After you've done 13 years of school, and if you've gone to college, university, it's 3-4 years of that. How do you reverse the effects of sitting down, being told what to do, and listening to other people's voices? Here's the 3 things you need to do. The first thing of reversing what school has done is to find what you're good at. The whole point of school, in theory, was to help us find out what we're good at. Well, it didn't really do that. It got us into classes of good, not good, average, bad, and they color-coded it. In the red class is the smart class, and the blue class is the not so smart. I mean, they didn't talk about it like that, but we knew the labels. We knew what they meant. And so we have those labels that we're not really good at that. We were just not good in that one moment of that particular day, for that particular test, for that particular class. Put us in another test, in another class, in another year, we may have been completely different. But the point is, the labeling is what has screwed our brains up. So what you want to be able to look at is, what is your strength? To find what you're good at, to find your strength, ask yourself, what do I want to do that I haven't yet done? What legacy do I want to leave that I haven't yet attempted? That will drive you closer to what your passion is. If that's too big of a question, ask yourself, what energizes me? What gives me energy? And pursue that. If that's too big of a question, then go and download the 7 steps to how to find your passion, minus your resume, so that you can get clear. And I'll link down below on the 7 steps to how to find your passion. That is free. It will teach you, it'll break down those questions into bite-sized pieces so that you can just get directed to where you need to go. The second thing that you want to be looking at how to reverse schooling and its effects is completely reframing failure. What does that mean? Failure is not, I'm going to try something, and if it doesn't work, I'll get up and do it again. If it doesn't work, that's something that you want to do. I'm talking about pursuing something that you're not so gung-ho about succeeding in. So pick something that you know that you're probably going to fail in, because what you're trying to do is reframe failure. In school, failure meant pass or fail. There's no room in school to fail. There's no room to explore. There's no room for curiosity. So what you want to do now is to look at failure as an effort and not a result. You want to reframe your brain. And the best way to reframe is to go and attempt to do things that you know you're not going to do really well in. So for example, I went and did a singing class. I'm not good at singing, but I went and I had to go because I'm trying to reframe my brain that you want to pursue failure so it doesn't scare you. You want to reframe it. Failure is effort. It's not a result. I was actually telling my niece the fact that failure in school is black and white, and failure in life, in the real deal world, is an effort. And she couldn't quite grasp it because being in school, you're either passed or you fail. In school, there's no room to kind of explore. In school, you've done really well, or you're trickling down and everybody knows about it. So she couldn't really understand that because she's still in that system. But what you and I now know after having finished school is really failure is an effort and not a result. And so the more things you can pursue that you know you're not going to be very good at, it's going to disarm that label that failure has on you, and it's going to reframe it for you. The third thing of how to reverse the effects of school is you want to really silence the voices in your head other than your own. You want to silence the voices in your head other than your own. If you think about it, school has always been the voices of the teacher, of the test, the result of the test in your head, what the curriculum says you should be good at, what it is outside of you. School doesn't give you time to reflect. You get a lot of homework. You get a lot of work to do during school. And then you get holiday homework. I mean, not the point of a holiday is to just enjoy a holiday and just have a break. So the constant voices in your head are anything but your own. And we now know in emotional intelligence that part of being emotionally intelligent is reflection, is to just think about your day, is to think on what did I learn, how can I improve, what is it that I got out of it, looking at the effort that you created, the effort that you made in terms of quote unquote what you didn't do well, the failure, and looking at the result of that rather than seeing the result of anything as failure. So how to you silence voices in your head is to pretty much do what's really hard. Like start from the small things, like stop asking people, how do I look in this? How do I look in this? Stop asking people that, because what you're asking is for validation. Do I look good? And the reason why you want to start somewhere like there is you're slowly trying to trickle out the voices of opinion in your head. Because just like you're inviting that opinion about how do I look in this, you're also now unconsciously inviting voices of, well, you're not good enough, or maybe you're not smart enough, or are you sure you're going to try that? You were going to try that? I mean, aren't you a bit too young, old, a bit old, fat, whatever the two is? Those are what comes in. So to take out the voices that don't support you, you have to actually disengage with opinion other than your own voice, so that your voice becomes the dominant voice in your own head. Until that happens, then don't ask for outside opinion about anything, unless it's expert opinion that you have absolutely no idea about. Well, that's completely different. But in terms of the everyday, you really want to focus on, well, what is it about me? What is it about what I think, based on my values, based on what's with integrity with me, based on what's with dignified for me, based on what's presentable, based on my values. That's how you want to make your choices and move forward. Because the moment you invite someone else in and you are prone to having other voices do your own, that's when you want to employ this. Because remember, in school, it's all about the voice of the test, the voice of the teacher, the voice of your peer, telling you what is good, what is bad, and you've kind of been conditioned into that. Now it's your voice. And the way to do that is slowly or even immediately. Stop asking for opinion about how I look, how does that taste, anything. Because if it was fine by your value system, all you're trying to do is amplify your own voice based on your own values. And that's the greatest gift you can give to yourself, by reversing the effects of school so that you're not hostage to outside influences, outside opinion. So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. And if you'd like more videos on things like how to overcome imposter syndrome at work, why multitasking is a lie, any of those kinds of videos, they're all linked around here, and I'll link them down the bottom below, so go check those out. I would love to hear from you. What is it that you do to reverse the effects of what schooling did that didn't really solve your problems or didn't really help you? I'd love to know in the comments. And if there's anything about emotional intelligence, passion to profession that you'd like to know about, then please let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please let me know by liking it. Please subscribe. Please let me know your thoughts. My advice to myself and to you is that life is a gift, and together, let's unbox it.